Where that's where Elena Athens is for us this afternoon.
Elena, you've been at Whirligate Park all morning long and even the afternoon. And see, we already see the park there picking up a lot more wind from when we last checked in with you. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything here today since I've been out since about 10 o'clock this morning. When I first arrived here, it was so humid. You could just feel that stickiness on your skin no matter what you touch. Now things are really cooling down as those winds really start to whip up. So let me show you here at the Whirligig Park. You can kind of see for yourself how that wind is sweeping through the area and has got all these things turning. Now, depending on which Whirligig you look at, there's some movement on some of these. There's that one particular one. I don't know if my photographer is just showing it, or perhaps he's pulling up that one right now. But you can kind of see how it's been moving about here at the park because of those winds that are coming through. Now, as stronger ones sweep through the area, these things will really get going, which we have seen throughout the day at different points. The wind will kind of die down a little bit. These things will stand still, but then as soon as a gust comes through, what you're seeing right now will kind of take place. So no other major problems that we're seeing as of right now. The rain is kind of tapering off at this point, but overall things are good here in Wilson County. We have had an opportunity to kind of roll through town and go to different parts and side streets, so we're not seeing any damage or flooding on the roads where it's causing problems for motorists. So things as of this point, okay. So we'll send it back to you guys in studio. Live from Wilson County, Elena Athens, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
The Whirligig's picking up behind you, Elena, as some of those winds move through.
That's so fascinating. I love just looking. I get distracted by that behind when I keep watching.
It's a beautiful backdrop.
Yes.
All right, our meteorologists have been so busy today. Quaylin Murphy is about to hand the torch off to Chief Meteorologist Don Schwinneker with the latest here at 111.
Yeah, I guess he's handed the torch off to me officially, but yeah, we're still watching out for the potential for a tornado today or two, some spin-ups possible. This is the watch that's in place until 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's ongoing for Smithfield, still Goldsboro, so we're talking still Nash into Edgecombe, Wilson, down into Wayne County, Johnston County as well, still until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Not sure where we're headed right now, you all, but if you could just give me a heads up. Come on, Don.
You have been here long enough today. Now, this shot's not going to work because I'm a giant.
Why not? Because you're so tall.
Right? I know. So, but you have been here long enough today. The good news is we don't have any warnings right now, but
Yes.
You've had a busy morning. What have you been seeing?
So basically, we were able to watch the transition of Elsa Center from South Carolina right on into the state. And really the correlation with that was the increase in activity, what we've been seeing so far. And you're going to pick up on that and have to finish it off for the rest of the day.
Sure. Now, it's still a tropical storm, though?
Yeah.
It never dropped to that depression.
It never
we
dropped.
were thinking it might last night.
And it got stronger, actually. So it went from 40 miles per hour to 45 miles per hour. Picked up some speed, so up to 20 miles per hour. So it's moving fast. It's going to be out of here later on this evening.
All right, and we look forward to that. All right, Quaylin Murphy, thank you for everything you've done today. She's been on since 4. We're going to let her get out of here, maybe go get their pizza or something. What? I know how it is coming in at 4 a.m. That is a long day, so bless your heart. Thank you for all your hard work today. All right, let's talk about what we're seeing right now, folks. We'll get you updated as we're getting the new information in. We have a tornado watch in effect for our eastern counties. Remember, a watch means we are watching that situation. Does not mean we have tornado warnings, although most of those tornado warnings that Quaylin and meteorologist Steve Stewart have been covering all morning long have been in these eastern counties, and there's still potential for 1 or 2 to spin up. So we're going to keep an eye on that through the afternoon. All right, let's go from there to a look at the other watch we are dealing with. We have a flash flood watch in effect through 6 o'clock tonight for the entire viewing area. Now, we actually have a flood advisory for eastern Wake County. That's just a heads up. It doesn't mean we're seeing a warning and we're not seeing anything in trouble. Quaylin, your mics might still be up, so just be careful there. As we head through the afternoon, there we go. I think we got them off. We have that flash flood watch. We have the tropical storm warnings in effect now along the East Coast. So let's move this up the East Coast. And tropical storm warning means they expect sustained tropical storm force winds all the way from Wilmington, although we are starting to see some of this die down a little bit as it gets away from the center of circulation, gets away from the southern beaches. And as we head through the day, your first alert predictor forecast model, look back right here. This is that one we'll have to watch as this kind of swings up through. So let's work this ahead as we see this moving up and through. It's that eastern side. Now, we talked about all this yesterday, how the central and western areas would see the heavier rain. Those eastern areas would see the potential for the possible tornadic spin-ups, and so that's what we've been watching. Now, I think by 7 o'clock tonight, we'll see this system pretty much out of our viewing area and moving off to the north and east, working into southern Virginia. Virginia. And I know the NBA Finals are on tonight. I've already had an email from a viewer saying, are you going to cover up the NBA Finals tonight? No, I think this system's going to be out of here. And so that's good news for all the basketball fans out there. We are starting to see breaks in the showers right now down through Sampson, Cumberland County, Hope County, and more counties. We've got heavier rain from Wake County on up into Durham, Granville, Vance counties, Franklin County, and then as we go up into Nash and Edgecombe County, some heavier showers too. And it's these bands right here. These are what we keep our eye on, because this is where you typically see those weaker tornadoes spin up in some of those kind of rain bands as it moves up through. They're fast moving. They last 10, 15 minutes. They're not very powerful. We're not seeing any right now. That's great news. We're taking a live look in the northern part of Wayne County, and you'll see Fremont to Stony Creek actually seeing a break in the action. But if we head west to Kenly and Princeton, that's where we're seeing the heavier showers. And then this heavier band right here working through eastern Johnston County now. As this lifts up, that we're going to keep an eye on that one. We don't have any warnings with this at the moment, but we are tracking that. Showers getting a little bit better as we look down into the areas south of the triangle. Bottom line, 1 to 3+ inches possible flooding. We're seeing those flood advisories. We're still seeing wind gusts. Robert Johnson's helping me out here. Robert, if you could look in there, there should be a wind gust. I don't know if there's a current wind gust. If there's not, we'll check that. Actually, you know what? We'll look at that in the next half hour. I want to check and see what the winds are doing around the region. Those winds, with the rain, it saturates the soil, and so unfortunately the soil gets really saturated. You get these 40-mile-an-hour gusts, and that'll knock a tree down, and that causes the power outages. And so that's why we do have to watch for a few power outages out there. We've had that isolated tornado risk. We've had a couple of warnings throughout the morning. We do not have reports of damage coming in yet from the National Weather Service, so that is good news. Sometimes these Doppler radar indicated tornadoes will spin in the upper part of the atmosphere. They'll never drop down, and so when that happens, we can warn you about it. But the good news is we don't see anything in the way of really severe weather working through. All right, let's get back to the radar. I think the high winds were in that low to moderate risk, and I still think we could see flash flooding, especially in those northern counties. It's been raining for a couple of hours now, and you can see it's still raining heavily.